Hello, what's up, everybody? I'm Maria Martin. Happy National Signing Day, or at least an early one anyway. This was just seriously such an insane day. Those of you that have been following along since you woke up this morning, there have been some historic moments. This is the first of two signing days for the 2022 class, starting with an absolute bang. Another monster recruiting class and period for Kirby Smart, or at least as we get started here. Nick Saban, Jimbo Fisher also having really good classes as well, all top three in the country. But the story of the day coming out of the 7A state champs, Collins Hill, the nation's #1 player. You already know who he is, Travis Hunter. He committed to Florida State back in March of 2020, if you remember. But today, pure mayhem. 11 Alive had the only camera in the country in that room for history. So let's watch this play out.
Check me out, Mom. Throw me that hat.
All right, so there it is. I mean, this was just kind of the craziest video I've ever seen, but so awesome. Travis Hunter to Jackson State. History for everybody. He's going to play for Deion Sanders in HBCU. So no FSU, no UGA, but like I said, in HBCU, this was such a monumental moment for people all over the country. Travis also telling us exclusively he wants to single-handedly change the game.
First, I want to thank Florida State for giving me the opportunity to come and be a part of the program. But also, I got the one-in-a-lifetime chance to play for one of the greats, and also I got a chance to make a change in history. I mean, me being the first recruit to be able to go to HBCU is real good for me.
And congratulations to him. We're so excited. You know, he led Collins Hill to a state championship last weekend. He's going out to Las Vegas this weekend to play in a national game against a team from Washington. But this may be even more impressive what he pulled off today. He got the helmets and the schools all over the place, but ended up going to Jackson State. What a day, what a moment. With me for a few minutes tonight is Chad Simmons, the Director of Recruiting for On3 Sports. Chad, thanks for hanging with me this evening. Let's start with the heavy hitter, Travis Hunter. How insane and how big of a shock was that today?
It was pretty shocking, you know, not just to me, but of course, Mike Norvell and Florida State and all the recruiting fans in the college football recruiting world out there across the country. I mean, he was trending on social media, not just on sports, not just in recruiting, but just, you know, worldwide. I mean, his story took off and he really kind of, I guess, took over for a couple of hours today and still remains now tonight the top story of the day. And he'll be talked about, and this moment will be talked about in my world of covering football recruiting for a very, very long time. And I think it's great for Travis. I mean, obviously he felt the pressure to stay with Florida State, being committed for so long there and giving his word to Mike Norvell. But he did what he thought was best for him. And it was a great moment for him and for college football.
Yeah, and ultimately it is what's in the best interest of the personal choices that these kids are making, and he believes that it's going to be Jackson State. So exciting, especially for HBCU schools. You've been doing this a long time, obviously. Is this probably the most surprising one that you've ever seen?
Oh, there's nothing even close to this. I mean, I don't think, you know, HBCU and also FBS and #1 player in the country, you know, 5-star plus for us on 3. He's one of the top players I've covered, you know, in the last decade. To see a kid of that level, you know, do what, again, he felt was best and what was right for him. And if you look on his bio on his page on 3, you see, you know, written by us, his you know, looking up to Deion Sanders. I mean, he wanted to play like Deion. He grew up watching Deion, and that was part of his love for Florida State. You see that flair, that personality, the way he plays the game, Travis, the same way Deion played a lot with that confidence and that swag. And it's going to be a great match, and I guarantee they already fill up the stadium there, 40,000 plus. They're going to have to put some new seats in now with Travis Hunter and Deion there at Jackson State.
One more quick question about this Travis Hunter thing, because, again, we keep talking about history, and what we mean by that is he is the highest-rated player to ever go to an HBCU school or an FCS. This has never happened before, just so we're clear about that at home. Do you believe that this maybe is going to open up another door for FCS schools?
You know, I've been asked that a few times today, obviously, in different interviews. And, you know, it's hard for me to see it happening at this level, a kid like that. Now, I think you'll see a lot of other guys now listen to Deion. But the difference is there's not a lot of Deion Sanders out there. And I think without that kind of connection, and, if it was just a guy, a name that we didn't recognize like Deion Sanders at Jackson State being the head coach, I don't think this ever happens. But I think the combination of Deion Sanders, the way they can relate to each other, him being a cornerback, Deion being one of the best in the game in the NFL, and then all of the other NIL stuff and name, image, and likeness opportunities. I mean, I think it was a perfect match. I don't think you'll see it happen, too often with players to the level of Travis, but I do think you'll see more communication there and maybe more guys down the road. Maybe not as high of levels of recruit as Travis, but other guys make that decision for them.
Very interesting day. The emotions in that room were kind of all over the place. So wild.